A reminder, the news doesn't end here. Here's what's coming up on WCNC Plus at 7 a.m.
With that winter weather headed our way, officials say now is the time to get prepared. The simple tips they have in mind.
Everyone wants a warm car in cold mornings like this one, right? But did you know that warming up your car could be illegal? We verified where you can and cannot warm up your ride.
Local nonprofits are facing higher need than ever, and today you can help. Coming up, the different ways you can serve more than 800 local nonprofits and organizations this Giving Tuesday.
A new beginning for Charlotte City Council.
This is people's reality. This is their tax dollars. They need to be able to live their lives and trust that the confidence that they've put in elected officials is being followed through.
The message newly elected members want you to know. Those stories and much more live, local, and breaking news coming up at 7 a.m. on WCNC Plus.
Well, that rush hour commute has started early. Very slow right now over towards York County. Live view from I-77. These are the northbound lanes at Highway 160. Some flashing lights there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. So a lane of traffic may be blocked by this, but we're seeing delays extend now around 2 miles with some of the slowest speeds at 11 miles per hour. So exercise some caution out on the roadways. Majestic?
All right, let's get a final check on that Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. We are WCNC weather impact alert today because we have that rain coming in, pockets of heavy rain, slick and icy spots up in the mountains. By the afternoon, we're dry though, but cold, cloudy with highs only rising into the upper 40s and low 50s. Clear skies tonight really allows those temperatures to drop below freezing. Tomorrow it starts out chilly, but going to be sunny and beautiful.
Streaming live right now at 7 a.m. right here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Lisa Washington.
Today, several school districts changing their schedules because of winter weather. Watauga County and Avery County on a 2-hour delay. Ashe County is going to learn remotely. Districts say icy conditions, especially up in the mountains, are a big issue.
Our team is here to get you ready for this day ahead. Becca Bursell is going to have a check of your morning commute. I know there are a couple of incidents happening right now, some slick roads and it's a slowdown on I-77. But let's find out more about our forecast first from meteorologist Majestic Storm as we are weather alert this morning.
Good morning, you guys. Well, bottom line is that really that freezing rain stays up in the mountains. We're watching not just freezing rain, but even some freezing fog. You can notice that fog out there. This is in Blowing Rock, and temperatures are still right around freezing and just below, depending on where you are in the mountains. So if you're going to be traveling today, this morning specifically, in those higher elevations, I need you to watch for slick and icy spots. Now, for the lower elevations, east of the mountains, it's not freezing rain that we're concerned about, but it's just rainy for that morning commute, and that is impacting the morning commute already. This is our visibility. You can see patchy fog for a lot of locations, including Charlotte, but dense fog up in the mountains from Morganton to Jefferson. Jefferson, I've been watching you because you've had the densest fog, but also some of the coldest temperatures. And when you combine it together, that fog can even freeze onto surfaces, making for still slick and icy spots. We'll stay weather impact alert until noon today. After that, the rain is going to be out of our area. The rest of the day still going to be rather cold with highs only into the 40s and 50s. But again, widespread rain, pockets of heavy rain at times. Here's our impact radar. You can see all of the green, of course, just indicating normal rain. Temperatures for most of us are above freezing at this point. Moderate rain to the south of Charlotte. You can see it shaded in that yellow there. But once we head up to the mountains, earlier this morning we had temperatures that were below freezing, and we had a whole lot more of this pink. This pink is indicating that wintry mix, the rain, the freezing rain, and that's what we've been focusing on and why we have been weather alert. By this point, we're starting to see those temperatures in the mountains get a little bit warmer, so we will see a transition from freezing rain into just normal rain for everyone. Again, we're still working with a lot of moisture back behind it, so I would suspect that we're going to continue to see rain through about mid-morning for most of us, and then it starts to taper off, moving off to the east. It's important to note that if you're in the mountains, that's the area where we have seen some ice accumulate. Now, it's not widespread, it's not an ice storm, anything like that, but still making for a slick morning commute for some areas. And then east of the mountains, remember, this is just that cold, kind of miserable rain. We'll stay under winter weather alerts until noon today for the higher elevations. Again, ice is going to be the biggest concern there. Temperatures across the area mainly into the 30s and 40s, with daytime highs today only rising into the 40s and 50s. Coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to walk you through my futurecast hour by hour, what the rest of your day looks like, and we're going to start talking about our next system that moves through later this week. Becca, what's going on with the roads? Any big accidents?
A lot going on. The biggest thing is going to be this confirmed crash now that we have on I-77 northbound. This is going to be at Highway 160 right near Fort Mill. You can actually see some of those emergency vehicles trying to get on the shoulder there to the crash. The crash is being reported at mile marker around 86. You can see the delays. This is a very busy stretch of interstate road, and you can see right now delays have gone down to about 3 miles. So you'll definitely want to avoid this by taking Highway 21 to get around it. Got a couple of other things going on, including this crash. This is going to be just north of I-85 at Mulberry Church Road at Queen City Drive. A stretch of orange there indicating some slowdowns. Keeping a close eye as well over towards the mountains, we do have a local storm report for Avery County that gravel roads are encrusted with a thin layer of ice and some slippery conditions in and around the area, especially on bridges and overpasses. Definitely something that you'll want to keep an eye out for. Got another accident. This is on northbound South Boulevard after Poindexter Drive. This is just south of Remount Road. Drive times Matthews to Uptown will take 22 minutes, Salisbury 50, Waxhaw 39, and Belmont 24 minutes.
Definitely got to be careful as you make your way out. Becca, thanks. And the cold temperatures kick off winter weather preparedness week in South Carolina. Governor Henry McMaster and state emergency leaders say ice, freezing rain, and power outages can strike with little warning. It's important to review emergency plans, check your supplies, and make sure that you're staying on top of the forecast as we head into the colder months.
So what we're urging people, just as we do for hurricane time, is to be careful, be prepared, understand that it can be dangerous, and we don't want it to happen to any of our people.
Officials say they typically expect the severe weather, as we all know, to arrive in January and February. Right now, investigators are working to learn more about a deadly shooting in northeast Charlotte, the 87th homicide in the city this year. It happened early Sunday morning at the Queen's Cabaret in northeast Charlotte. 2 people were killed, one of them 29-year-old DeAndre Weaver. Advocates say the gun violence is leaving traumatic scars on families across communities.
In a perfect world, neither one of them died. That's how I look at it. You know, I don't want nobody to suffer. Like I said, I lost my best friend.
Anyone with information about the shooting is asked to call Charlotte Crime Stoppers. In Lancaster, police are searching for 2 missing teens. Take a look at your screen. 15-year-old Kashmir Green and 16-year-old Aviana West Johnson were reported missing after running away from Lancaster High School Monday. They were both last seen at a Walmart in the area. It's not clear if they are traveling on foot or if they may be in a car. If you have any information about where they may be, call police at that number on your screen.
Now some new developments. 7 people recovering this morning after a fire in southwest Charlotte. Charlotte Fire says it started yesterday afternoon on Clanton Road near I-77 in South Tryon. It has since been contained. According to medic, those patients suffered minor injuries. No word yet on what sparked the fire. 7:06 right now on WCNC Plus. And this morning, the city of Charlotte waking up with some new faces on city council. 3 to be exact. And it also includes a new mayor pro tem and only 1 Republican on council.
The shakeup comes after a term filled with controversy and transparency concerns. WCNC Charlotte's Julie Kay spoke with the new members about what they hope will be different.
Council elected James Mitchell as mayor pro tem, and Mayor Vi Lyles officially began her 5th term. We also heard directly from all 3 brand new council members about their priorities. A new council inheriting a long agenda. These 3 council members sworn in Monday night are joining council after a term marred with controversy. In District 3, Joy Mayo is replacing Tijuana Brown. Brown is still facing federal fraud charges, to which she's pleaded not guilty. Mayo says accessibility is her first priority.
Well, I think it's important to be accessible to residents and stakeholders. So that's one thing I think that I already exceed in, being accessible and talking to people.
So our scrappy little campaign made history.
For the first time ever, District 6 is now represented by a Democrat. Kimberly Owens beat Republican Krista Bakari, wife of Tark Bakari, who previously held this seat, and was at the center of the controversy with former CMPD Chief Johnny Jennings' retirement and $300,000 payout. Owens says she wants District 6 Republicans to know they haven't lost their voice and asks for public trust.
This is people's reality. This is their tax dollars. They need to be able to live their lives and trust that the confidence that they put in elected officials is being followed through. And that's really what I want to make possible.
I grew up in East Charlotte. I'm a son of East Charlotte. I grew up hearing the languages of the world on Central Avenue.
And in District 5, newcomer J.D. Mezuera Arias has already made his presence known throughout Border Patrol's deployment across the city. East Charlotte, which he now represents, has been at the center of this operation.
We need to ask, and we deserve for better for Charlotte, particularly our immigrant communities that have been consistently under attack for the last week or so.
This leaves Ed Driggs as the only Republican on Charlotte City Council. Their first full official meeting will be January 5th. In Uptown, Julie Kay, WCNC Charlotte.
Also starting a new chapter in the Queen City is new CMPD Chief Stella Patterson, who kicked off her first day Monday. This is the first time in Charlotte's history a woman will lead the city's police department. Patterson used to be the chief of police in Raleigh. However, she spent 25 years with CMPD before that. She says her #1 focus is building a stronger, healthier department through recruitment, morale, and officer wellness.
New fallout as lawmakers demand answers on those controversial U.S. military strikes in the Caribbean. Why some feel the U.S. may have broken international law.
And as we head to break, another live look from our Chevy Storm Tracker this morning. You can see the rainy roadway and things are slow going this morning. Becca's going to have another check on your morning commute and how it will be impacted by the rain. 7:12 now. Thanks for streaming live on WCNC Plus. New fallout this morning after the Trump administration confirmed striking an alleged drug boat twice off Venezuela's coast. Officials say the order did not come from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Bipartisan lawmakers now launching hearings looking into whether the actions were legal. NBC's Alice Barr has more on the actions, some questioning as a potential war crime.
President Trump huddling into the night in the Oval Office with his national security team after the administration confirmed it hit an alleged drug smuggling boat twice back in September off Venezuela. A U.S. official and a source familiar with the Pentagon's actions tell NBC News the second strike was ordered after the first failed to kill everyone on board. The White House saying Admiral Frank Bradley, not Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, ordered the second hit.
Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law. He directed the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat of narco-terrorists to the United States was completely eliminated.
Admiral Bradley is overseeing a ramped-up U.S. military presence in the Caribbean, part of the Trump administration's fight against drug traffickers.
The president has made it quite clear that if narco-terrorists, again, are trafficking illegal drugs towards the United States, he has the authority to kill them.
The use of a so-called double tap is raising serious questions among lawmakers in both parties, with some saying that targeting incapacitated survivors after the first hit could be a war crime.
I'm going to look into this very, very diligently and appropriately because there is the possibility of illegal activity by the armed forces.
The Senate Armed Services Republican chair saying classified oversight hearings could begin as soon as this week.
We're able to see videos and see what the orders were. We'll have a lot more information.
Promising a bipartisan push to get to the facts. Defense Secretary Hegseth is placing responsibility for the second strike on Admiral Bradley, while saying he stands by him and the combat decisions he's made, calling him an American hero. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Meanwhile, Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro is showing defiance despite growing tension with the U.S. At a rally in Caracas, he vowed his country would not accept what he called the peace of slaves. Supporters fill the streets near the presidential palace, many of them government workers and union members. They say this is just the latest clash with Washington and believe Maduro will not back down.
Demonstrators in New Orleans braving the rain to protest upcoming Border Patrol operations. The Department of Homeland Security says about 250 agents have been assigned to the operation. Those officials say the crackdown will be short, much like the operation here in Charlotte recently. The exact timeline unclear. DHS says their goal is to arrest 5,000 people living in the country illegally. Right now, the Justice Department considering a new indictment against former FBI Director James Comey, and it could come as soon as this week. The case against him was dismissed last week after a judge ruled President Trump's appointment of an interim U.S. attorney was invalid. Comey had pleaded not guilty to charges that he lied to Congress 5 years ago. Officials say they're exploring all their options. Prosecutors also expected to present new indictments against New York Attorney General Letitia James as well.
The White House is opening its doors again just in time for the holidays. Today, visitors will get their first look at this year's festive decorations.
And before you head out the door, take a look at this. Live pictures right now from our Chevy Storm Tracker. You can see rain still coming down out there, maybe a bit lighter than it was earlier. Majestic standing by. She's got to check in your forecast. And Becca has to check in your morning commute. That's coming your way right here on WCNC Plus.
Well, good morning, everyone. We are WCNC weather impact alert today because we are following messy weather really across the mountain locations for the lower elevations. Let's start with what's going on across the higher elevations because it's all been about freezing fog, freezing rain, slick and icy spots for that morning commute. This is live right now out there in Beach Mountain where we do have a lot of fog that has really taken over. You can see limited visibility, especially the higher up you go. Up there in Jefferson, less than 1 mile of visibility. So when you have fog and below freezing temperatures, that fog can actually freeze onto surfaces. So be mindful of that. Temperatures are starting to gradually warm up. So that's some good news. Right on track to our forecast, seeing 33 degrees right now in Jefferson. It's definitely a cold spot on my map. 36 in Hickory. It's 38 degrees in Charlotte. Meanwhile, for the lower elevations, it's not freezing rain. It's just rain. You can see this is Charlotte Motor Speedway. They have all their Christmas lights out there, some of them still going. We will be weather impact alert until around noon today, although a lot of this rain is going to start to taper off and head east as we're heading through about mid-morning, early afternoon. For the mountains, we'll still watch for slick and icy spots because temperatures are still hovering right around freezing. There's that impact radar right there, still seeing widespread rain. This is why we are weather impact, because the weather is simply impacting your morning commute. Even if you're not in the mountains, we have that rain that's still coming down. You can see a little bit of pink still popping up there in Jefferson. That's indicating the possibility of still seeing that freezing rain. And then right here around Charlotte, it's all about the rain and those cold temperatures. And even though temperatures aren't below freezing, bottom line, they are still cold, waking up to 30s, temperatures struggling to even reach 50 degrees for many of us. You can see we have a lot of moisture that we're working with, mainly rain for us, then that wintry mix, freezing rain up towards mountain elevations, and then as we're heading up towards the northeast, that's when it really starts to transition into that widespread and heavy snow. Let's walk you through our futurecast. So here's about 8 o'clock this morning, still seeing that rain coming down, but once we fast forward you into about 10 o'clock this morning, that's when the rain starts to really push off to the east. So if you're west of I-77, by this point you should be dry, and then east of I-77, we still have some rain showers pushing through the area. By noon, I think we're all good to go. By this evening, here's 5 o'clock, 30s and 40s, so still a rather cold day from start to finish. And then overnight tonight, we stay clear. We'll wake up to beautiful sunny skies tomorrow. However, tomorrow morning, especially a little bit earlier than this, we'll be waking up to temperatures that'll be below freezing, and overall tomorrow's temperatures are going to struggle to warm, but at least we have the sunshine to look forward to. It's 38 degrees right now in Charlotte. Hard to even see the skyline right here because we're dealing with some fog out there. The bus stop forecast, it is brutal this morning. If you have a kid that has to wait outside, make sure they are bundled up. As temperatures are still into the 30s, we still have some rain coming down. By the time they're coming home from school, though, temperatures, they're still going to be cold, below 50 degrees for many of us, but still a lot of cloud coverage out there, but at least we won't have that rain. There's that Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. We are weather alert for the first half of our day, cloudy and cold by the afternoon, below freezing overnight, and then at least we have sunny skies tomorrow. We're watching our next system arrive Thursday night and into Friday. We'll have more on that coming up in just a bit. Becca, how are the roads? Any new accidents that people need to know about?
Several new accidents, and it's just jam-packed across the greater Charlotte area. Those wet roads certainly not helping, but in the pink, that is ice. And we do have confirmed reports of some glazing, especially over towards Avery County. Watch for bridges and overpasses for any slick spots out there. A live view from one of the slow spots is going to be South Charlotte, I-77 at Airwood Road. Right on schedule. Southbound lanes looking great. Northbound lanes always running a little bit slow for this time of day. I have been monitoring this active crash, I-77 northbound at Highway 160. This is over towards York County near Fort Mill, where one lane of traffic is currently blocked off. I want to show you what that is doing to the delays. Right now, seeing 4 miles of red due to this crash on those northbound lanes. That is stop and go traffic. Some of the slowest speeds there, right around 10 miles per hour. To avoid it, take Highway 21, where you then can get back on right after you pass Highway 160. Several other incidents out there, including this one that I want to let you know of. It's going to be north of I-85 right at Brookshire Boulevard at North Linwood.
Folks, it's a big week for WCNC Charlotte's Magical Toy Drive. Today we're going to host a telethon where you can call in and donate. And then come Saturday, you have 2 in-person options. You can bring a new unwrapped toy at the Belk Carolina Place from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll be there. Come out, say hello. You can also take a toy over to Carowinds to get a free single-use fast lane pass. Or there's always that QR code on the bottom of your screen. Scan it to learn all the ways you can help out. 7:23 right now. This morning, an inside look at this year's Christmas decorations at the White House.
First Lady Melania Trump directing each room's design. This year's theme, Home is where the heart is. The display features a gingerbread White House and 51 trees throughout the residence, including the official Christmas tree, which is from a farm in Michigan. Public tours were paused during President Trump's ballroom project, but they resume this morning.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
I wonder if the Biltmore is more beautiful during this time of the year or the White House.
Oh, that's tough.
We do have some thoughts.
You're right. That's tough.
What about Lisa's house?
Becca, really?
I wonder what that looks
That's
like.
a great question.
Why are you wondering that? Do you know what she's wondering? Are you not wondering that
I
too?
haven't even decorated. I just learned this today. This is kind
Patience,
of like time
grasshoppers.
to take it.
Patience, patience.
Yes.
I love the fact that Becca jumped on board. I love it.
It's because I decorated like a month ago.
Right, same.
So Lisa's extra late.
Yes.
Same. That's right.
This is the norm, though, for me. My
Is
kids
it happening
know.
anytime soon? Do we have a timeline?
I mean, it's December. It'll happen sometime this month. So
I sure hope so.
Just keep us posted.
I will.
Because we're all wondering. All right. Live pictures right now from our WCNC Tower Cam, folks. This gives you a good idea of what you're facing as you head out the door. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone. If you're gearing up to head out the door, grab your rain gear and grab an extra layer. It is wet and it is chilly out there. Today we have issued a WCNC weather impact alert day because the weather is really impacting that morning commute. Now, if you're in the mountains, we've been dealing with not just rain, but freezing rain. Still watch for slick and icy spots. Otherwise, east of the mountains, it is that cold, chilly rain, even heavy at times. We have widespread precipitation currently falling. Temperatures continuing to get a little bit warmer, not a whole lot though. Still freezing rain a possibility up towards the higher elevations. We are weather impact until about noon today. After that, everything will gradually clear out. It's going to be an overall cold day though, with high temperatures only rising into the 40s and 50s and lows tonight dropping right below freezing. Becca.
It's a messy start out there. Beware of those wet roads. We have now over 10 active crashes across much of the area, and it is slow on the major interstates and highways. Live look outside, I-77 at Arrowwood. The biggest slowdown is going to be in York County over towards Fort Mill. The active crash on I-77 north at Highway 160 is blocking one lane of traffic, and that is causing delays extending 4 miles. You'll want to get around this by taking Highway 112.
Thanks for streaming live on WCNC Plus at 7:30. I'm Lisa Washington.
And I'm Ben Thompson. A weather impact alert in effect this morning as you head out the door. A messy morning commute out there. And for folks in the mountains, it's more serious than just being wet.
We've been watching for freezing rain. Thankfully, a lot of the temperatures are gradually starting to warm now that we're in that 7 o'clock hour. Still right around freezing, though, up in Jefferson, 36 in Hickory, 37 in Lincolnton, and 38 degrees right now in Charlotte. Want to let you know that as temperatures continue to rise, we're really seeing that transition from possible freezing rain in the mountains to just our normal rain. However, we do still have pockets of very dense fog that's reducing down visibility. We are going to stay weather impact alert until noon today because that's how long it's going to take before all the rain is out of our area. Now, of course, it's going to move out a little sooner rather than later for some of you, like for areas in the mountains. I think by mid-morning the rain is done and over with, but it's going to take a little while longer if you're more east. Again, we're watching for widespread rain for everyone. Still some slick and icy spots out there in the mountains. You can see this is our impact radar, still seeing that rain that's coming down. Temperatures, though, starting to gradually get a little warmer, closer to 40 degrees. That's what we like to see when we're dealing with the possibility of some freezing rain. You may still have that glaze of ice out there in the mountains, though, if you live up in those higher elevations, especially if you're heading out the door, your windshield wiper may be a little bit iced over this morning. And then once we bring it back home around the Queen City, still just rainy conditions, but it is that cold kind of miserable rain where you really don't want to be out there. But I know bottom line, many of us, we work out in the elements. So if that's you, you need your rain gear for the first half of the day, and you'll want those layers until the end of the day and even into tomorrow. We still have a lot of moisture that we're working with, so it's going to take a couple more hours before we're totally all done with this. But for that area shaded in that pink kind of purple color up in our mountains, that's been the focus this morning when it comes to that freezing rain. But like I mentioned, temperatures are starting to get a little bit warmer now, so we're starting to see that transition from freezing rain to just rain. And then all counties shaded in that green, that is just that cold, cold rain. National Weather Service did issue this winter weather advisory. We'll stay under that until noon today because of the slick and icy conditions out there for the mountain counties. Otherwise, today is going to be a cold one. Temperatures only rising into the 40s and 50s. Cloudy skies, a high around 50 in Charlotte, 49 in Monroe, low 40s from Boone out towards Jefferson. Throughout the day today, remember the main focus will be this morning when it comes to that impactful weather. Rainy conditions up until about mid-morning. After 10 o'clock across Charlotte, the rain is going to start to taper off, heading more east, so that's some good news for us. Still a little bit breezy at times, so remember that makes it feel even colder than it actually will be. So coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to be breaking down hour by hour my futurecast, talking about the rain that we still have out there and when you need to be ready for our next round of messy weather. Until then, though, let's toss things over to Becca. Becca, how are the roads? Has it been a busy morning so far?
Busy morning, and traffic jam only continues to build in York County and Fort Mill, 77 north at Highway 160. We do still have a crash. It's blocking one lane of traffic. It is a very slow moving, a scene of headlights and taillights out there. So you'll definitely want to take an alternate route as we are seeing still delays stretch about 4 miles. So you can take Highway 21 to get past this. Again, you can hop right back on after you hit Highway 160. In the meantime, got lots of red out there, more red than green. This is an indication that you'll want to leave plenty of extra time as you head out the door this morning. I was monitoring this traffic malfunction. This was at the intersection of Albemarle Road at Sharon Amity, but it also does have reports of a crash as well, likely because people just aren't stopping. You'll want to treat it as a four-way stop. Still have this one. This is over towards Yorkmont Road, a crash being reported at Oak Lake Boulevard. It is slow out there. Live look outside from I-77 at the John Belk Freeway. Here's an updated look at those drive times. Matthews to Charlotte has gone up to 27 minutes. Salisbury 64, Waxhaw 39, and Belmont 24 minutes.
7:34 now. It is Giving Tuesday, and here in Charlotte, neighbors are being asked to give back and to give local.
Share Charlotte hosting a big event at the Pearl Innovation District today, inviting everybody to volunteer, donate, and support hundreds of nonprofits across the city of Charlotte. WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards now live near Uptown, sharing how you can get involved. Destiny.
Yeah, this Giving Tuesday, this is really a chance to do what you can to give back. And there are really so many nonprofits who are having an increased need this time of year. Share Charlotte says This event could not come at a more critical time, so it's important to give local and support local. Now, this year, the Pearl is serving as Charlotte's Giving Tuesday headquarters, inviting anyone in the community to come out and give back. Volunteers can take part in simple hands-on projects like stuffing postpartum kits, filling welcome baskets, and writing encouraging notes for families moving into their first homes. More than 800 nonprofits are participating, from small grassroots organizations to some of the city's largest. The goal is to help them raise money, gather much needed supplies, and connect with new volunteers on a day built around generosity.
So Charlotte is, really a generous city. We see that when even our neighbors in Hurricane Helene, the way that Charlotte responded. But this is just a day that really gets counted in terms of evaluating giving in our city. So this December 2nd, this Tuesday, really is just a way for all of us to be part of one thing together and kind of make a stand for Charlotte and our nonprofits.
Today's event at the Pearl is from 10 to 1, so several hours where you can come out. But if you can't make it in person, you can always donate money online or sign up to volunteer at a different time of year. But Sure Charlotte really just says that any amount of money or any hour of your time really makes a difference. I'll send it back to you guys live here from Uptown.
Destiny, knowing there's a ton of variables to this question, are there some specific reasons that local nonprofits are facing increased need right now?
Yeah, there's definitely a call to really help right now, not just because of the holidays, but also from the past disruptions this year. Sure Charlotte says not only the government shutdown, but also the Border Patrol activity in our area impacting immigrant families. So there's that strain on nonprofit resources, especially ones that deal with food insecurity or help with workforce support, things like that. So take all of those situations from this year, or at least the latter half of this year, and then couple that with the increased pressure of the holiday season. That's why they say really any amount of time that you can donate or money that you can donate, supplies, all of that really helps today. And again, it's not just this time of year, but any time of year is really when you can help out. So this is really just that one day that everyone kind of unites to help the community.
Just one day, but of course there's another 364 that are perfectly good as well. Keep that in mind. All right, Destiny Richards reporting live for us.
Destiny.
Thank you. 7:37 right now on WCNC Plus, and right now a Charlotte man is behind bars facing drug trafficking charges. Union County authorities say he was arrested while riding in a Lyft. Deputies pulled over the car on US 74 because it only had one working brake light. The backseat passenger evidently gave a fake name, but a fingerprint scan identified him as Eugene Boateng. After searching the Lyft, deputies found nearly 35 grams of fentanyl where he'd been sitting.
After nearly 90 years of service, cafeteria chain K&W Cafeteria is closing immediately. A reason for the closure hasn't been given. On Facebook, the company posted, K&W has always been more than a restaurant. It has been a gathering place, for a home for Sunday traditions, and a warm table for millions of families across the generations. We are deeply grateful for every guest who walked through our doors, shared a meal with us, and made us part of their lives. This morning, workers can now apply for a new program boosting access to mental health and disability services while offering student loan relief. North Carolina's licensed workforce loan repayment program offers up to $50,000 in relief for licensed counselors, social workers, psychologists, and other professionals who commit to working in rural or underserved areas. Officials say this can help with staffing shortages and ensure communities have access to the care they need.
Finding the perfect holiday gift can be a bit overwhelming, but new technology could change that. The new tool making it easier than ever to find that perfect present.
And live pictures right now from our Chevy Storm Tracker as you make your way out this morning. Again, the roads are slick. It is still raining and it's still chilly out there. Becca's going to have a check on your morning commute, and Majestic will have another look at your weather alert forecast on this Tuesday morning.
Approaching 7:42 right now here on WCNC Plus, and picking out that perfect holiday gift can feel overwhelming sometimes, but experts say artificial intelligence may help take the pressure off. NBC's Zoe Trask breaks it down for us.
It can be stressful to pick out a present that feels just right. You could roam the aisles, but experts say why not let AI do the work for you?
It's called Google Gemini. It's an AI assistant that helps you find personalized recommendations, suggestions, and ideas. I met with Molly McHugh Johnson with Google. She says AI can cut holiday shopping time in half.
We want AI to take the annoying, tedious parts out of your life so that you can just go and do the thing you want to do.
The question is, will shoppers buy in? I headed to the River Market and met Tennille from Lawrence. She donates holiday gifts to her favorite charities, and she goes through a careful process to choose the right ones.
I really think about that person and what it is that interests them.
Holiday shopping can be a pain, especially when you're chasing down hard-to-find gifts. Molly says Google's got the perfect tool for that.
We have a new feature. Google will call for you. The AI will call businesses for you and ask if they have it in stock. Are there any sales going on?
For Tennille, it's all about being genuine. She considers AI a helpful tool for sparking new ideas.
Maybe for someone like my mom, who is very difficult to shop for, I would probably put in some things and see what comes up.
Some shoppers, like Michael Lind, say that the Google Call feature seems like it can be helpful for his mental health.
Personally, I have some social anxiety, so I think that kind of thing would be really useful.
Reagan, a local artist, questions AI use for personalized shopping.
You gotta be like an adult and a functioning human being in society at some point, so I believe in you. Yeah.
More shoppers, like Margaret and Lee, say gift giving should come from the heart.
It seems lazy.
Yeah, if you're using AI.
It seems lazy to use AI to shop for somebody.
Whether you're shopping the old-fashioned way or using AI, holiday sales could set another record this year.
Zoe Trask with that report. There's a growing sense that shrinkflation is impacting this holiday season. New research shows U.S. consumers are paying more but getting less. Analysts with Salesforce say online shopping rose 3% on Black Friday, driven largely by higher prices, while order volume actually fell. Tariff increases and a shift toward luxury and home goods are pushing costs up. Gallup reports lower income households plan to spend less this season, while higher income families expect to spend a bit more than last year. A simple grocery store accessory is suddenly turning heads worldwide. We're going to share what's driving the craze behind this unlikely, shall we call it, fashion item.
And as we're going to break a live look from our Chevy Storm Tracker, this morning you can see what you face as you head out the door on your morning commute, a wet one out there. In fact, a WCNC weather impact alert in effect for this morning. Coming up, we got to check your forecast. Plus, Becca standing by with a look at how that might impact your morning commute.
Approaching 7:48 now this Tuesday morning. She is back. A special friend joining us each morning as we count down to Christmas. We're talking about Ginger the elf, of course. And this morning she decided to lend a helping hand and decorate our newsroom tree. She did a great job. I think you'll agree with us. Ginger is going to be getting into some mischief every morning with us here on WCNC Charlotte and WCNC Plus leading up to Christmas. Now, Ginger has told us that she has some friends in the area, that she's not the only elf in the shelf in the Charlotte area. So you know what? We decided we want to see some of these friends she talks about. So where is your elf on the shelf? Send us some pictures. Text us 704-329-3600. I'd like to see what they're up to. All right, Majestic, you're up.
All right, good morning, everyone. All right, if you're just waking up and joining us here on the stream, here's a few things you need to know. Today, we are weather impact alert because of freezing rain in the mountains, widespread rain elsewhere. We still have very gloomy, foggy conditions, and it is cold out there. Whether you're starting your morning there in the mountains, Monroe, Dallas, Lake Norman, or right here in the Queen City, it's even hard to see some of our cameras because of that fog. It's really starting to build out there. Here's our impact radar. We're still seeing that widespread rain, pockets of heavier rain south of Charlotte from Lancaster out towards Monroe. But as we head up towards the mountains, we're now starting to get in some pictures of that freezing rain this morning. However, temperatures are starting to get a little bit warmer, so we are seeing some improvements. We've been seeing freezing rain across the mountains this morning as temperatures were hovering right around freezing. We'll stay under winter weather advisories until noon, though, in the mountains. Meanwhile, for the rest of us, it's just wet weather that's impacting that morning commute. Still dealing with a lot of moisture behind what we already have right now, so it is going to remain quite wet through at least mid-morning, and then by early afternoon we should be drying out. But today's just going to be a cold and cloudy day. Here's our futurecast. So here's about 8 o'clock this morning. Still planned for wet and cold conditions. So if you work outside, you need your rain gear today, but you also want some layers underneath it because it is cold there. Cold in the mountains, cold here in Charlotte, and even south of us. Now here's about 10 o'clock this morning. By this point, if you're in the mountains, you should be drying out. We're already starting to see that transition from freezing rain to just normal rain. And then by mid-morning, it'll be dry for areas west of I-77, but still quite wet for areas east of I-77. By noon, lunchtime or so, no more rain is falling. But again, can't help you much with those temperatures. It's going to stay cold and cloudy throughout the day. Waking up tomorrow to below freezing temperatures, but by mid-morning, temperatures again on the rise, 30s and 40s, and tomorrow we do get some sunshine. Again, this is what our day will look like, at least the first half of the day. Still seeing widespread rain through about 8, 9 o'clock this morning. By 10 o'clock, it's going to really start to taper off, and then by noon, most of us should be just cloudy but dry. This is a live camera coming in from Beach Mountain where that fog is really quite dense. We've been seeing freezing rain, freezing fog, all in the higher elevations. For us, though, here in Charlotte, it's still cold, 38 degrees, and we still have that patchy lingering fog. Less visibility, though, the higher up you go for areas in Jefferson, less than about a mile and a half or so there in Morganton. So watch for that as you are heading out the door. Current temperatures, we're looking at mainly 30s in our daytime highs today. They're going to be chilly, only topping off really into the 40s and 50s. Remember, right around the Charlotte metro area, this is rain. Rain this morning, making it quite brutal for those kiddos who have to be outside. On their way home from school, though, it will be dry, but it is going to be cold. Cold over the next several days. Our high temperatures struggling, our low temperatures only into the 20s and 30s, and we have another system pushing through Thursday night and into Friday. So Friday, be aware that's going to be our next more impactful day. Here's our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. We're weather alert for the first half of our day today. Cloudy and cold by the second half of the day, and sunshine will return by tomorrow. All right, Becca, what's the latest on those roads this morning?
It is messy out there. Right now, looking at 20 active incidents and crashes across the greater Charlotte area. Allow yourself plenty of extra time as you hit the roadways this morning. We are monitoring some icy slick spots over towards the mountains. A local storm report from the National Weather Service reporting that gravel roads in Avery County are encrusted with a thin layer of ice. Slippery conditions, especially on bridges and overpasses. We also got some ice reports over towards Alexander County as well, that is over towards Taylorsville. Just exercise some caution caution if you're hitting the roads this morning. Still slow. York County, Fort Mill still have that active crash. I-77 north at Highway 160. You'll want to take Highway 21 if you do want to get around this. A couple of other issues out there, including this one. This is going to be over towards North Charlotte. Crash on I-45 outer loop to get to the Statesville ramp. And we have this new one as well. Southbound Sugar Creek Road at Penny Way. Drive safe, y'all.
Becca, thanks. A big week ahead for WCNC Charlotte's Magical Toy Drive. Today, we are hosting a telethon where you can call in to donate. Then on Saturday, you have 2 in-person options. You can bring a new unwrapped toy to the Belk at Carolina Place Mall from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. The WCNC Charlotte team will be there. Make sure you come by and say hello. You can also take a toy to Carowinds, and you'll get a free single-use fast lane pass. Just scan that QR code on your screen to find out about all the ways to donate. $3 in the U.S., but overseas, people are paying hundreds of dollars to get their hands on one. You know,
just simple tote
hundreds.
bags. The bags have become a trendy fashion item from Tokyo to London. Social media has helped fuel the craze, turning a simple grocery store accessory into a global statement piece, evidently. Fashion experts say the appeal comes from it being so exclusive. You can only get them in America. And for some shoppers, that makes the humble tote feel like a must-have status symbol.
I mean,
wait, you said you have one?
So I do have one now. That I look at this.
You might sell it.
Right, I know, right? I mean, I
some
think I probably
money.
had one at some point, but
Yeah.
I realize how valuable.
right?
Don't even know where it is. I guess it's kind of saying, you know, hey, I've been to the U.S. or I have something from the U.S.
Yeah.
You know, I know what the
American culture.
Americans,
Yes.
And it's something so small that we kind of take for granted, like, no big deal, but people would pay big money for that.
Clearly.
Apparently.
For all of our international viewers, and I'm sure we have a few out there, it's a great place, but it's a grocery store,
Right.
You know, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Maybe
a tote.
save your money.
It is.
It's a tote.
It's
I mean,
the $3 tote.
a great store and great people.
Very true.
They often WCNC viewers, so we especially like them.
Good morning, Trader Joe, folks.
That's right. All right, live pictures right now, folks. If you're about to head out the door, this is what you're about to face. It's just rainy and foggy, and it's also chilly as well. Like a horrible combination for a morning commute. Stand by. We'll have the latest coming up right here on WCNC Plus.
Good morning, everyone. We are weather alert this morning up until about noon as we're still seeing some widespread rain, pockets of heavy rain for some, and freezing rain has been a big problem this morning. Up in the higher elevations, only for our mountain counties will we see freezing rain, and really by this point, a lot of it is already starting to transition into just normal rain as temperatures are starting to climb just a little bit. It is soggy out there though, so make sure you have your rain gear and some layers because it's going to be a rather cold day just in general. It's 37 degrees right now in Lincolnton. Good morning to you. 34 in Jefferson, and it's 38 degrees right now in the Queen City. It is going to be active for the first half of our day, but by mid-morning, early afternoon, the rain is out of here. Temperatures again only rising into the 40s and 50s with low temperatures tonight dropping down below freezing. Becca, how are the roads?
Not looking great. It's slow out there, especially over towards Fort Mill in York County. I-77 northbound does have a crash at Highway 160. 160. This was blocking one lane of traffic, may have moved to the shoulder, but those backups are extensive. We've got more red out there than green, especially on I-77 as you approach Mecklenburg County. And this crash I'm watching southbound Sugar Creek Road at Penny Way does have emergency vehicles on the scene.
Streaming live right now at 8 a.m. right here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Lisa Washington.
Today, several school districts changing their schedules because of winter weather. Watauga County and Avery County schools operating on a 2-hour delay. Ashe County will learn remotely. Districts say icy conditions up at the mountains a big concern.
Our team is standing by to get you ready for this day ahead. Becca Birdsall is going to have a check of your morning commute. I know it's a mess out there. You've been checking all morning, but we're going to start things off with meteorologist Majestic Storm to find out more about our weather alert forecast for this morning.
It has been very messy, very cold out there this morning. We'll stay weather alert until about noon because we're still seeing those impacts really out there for our morning commute. By the afternoon, we dry out, but it does stay cloudy and cold. Here's a live camera look coming in from Blowing Rock. Notice that it's also very foggy out there, especially in the mountains. But the mountains has really been where we've been watching closely because of that freezing fog and freezing rain out there, making for slick and icy spots. At this point, temperatures are starting to get a little warmer, at least rising above freezing, making some improvements there. 36 degrees in Hickory, 38 in Charlotte, and 37 here across Chester. Grab those layers. You're going to want them this morning and even into the afternoon as our overall temperatures today, they remain cold. We're still dealing with patchy to even pockets of dense fog out there right around our area, including Charlotte. Less than 3 miles of visibility. Getting better, though, up towards Jefferson. Again, we are weather alert until about noon today. We're still watching for widespread rain, still pockets of heavy rain at times, and a lot of that freezing rain that we've been watching in the mountains, again, is starting to transition into just normal rain because temperatures are starting to gradually warm. Nonetheless, though, that morning commute is going to be impacted by this, and that's why we are weather alert today. Here's our impact radar. You can see all of that rain continuing to push across our area, but once we head into the mountains, it's better to see green rather than than pink because it's pink is indicating that wintry mix, likely pockets of freezing rain. Earlier today, it was just all pink, and that's where we did see a little bit of glaze of ice actually accumulate. And then once we bring it back home to Charlotte, it's just rainy. We still have some moisture heading our direction, though, so it's going to take a couple more hours before we start to see the rain push out of the area. But I'd say by about 10 o'clock, most areas west of I-77, you'll be dry. Areas east of I-77, still holding on to some rain showers, but by noon, we'll be dry, but still a rather cold day with 40s and 50s ahead. This is how your day plans out. You can still see lingering rain showers by mid-morning, early afternoon. Those rain chances really start to go down. Cloudy skies and dry by the afternoon, and we will stay under winter weather advisories until noon today for the higher elevations because this is where we have seen ice accumulate. All right, Becca, how are the roads? Any accidents out there because of those weather impacts?
We are at our number count to 29 active incidents and crashes this morning. That also includes disabled vehicles. It is an absolute nightmare. Allow yourself extra time as you hit the roadways and also dress warmly and lots of layers. Right now, live view I-77 at Tondo. Slow, especially as drivers head closer to uptown Charlotte. But the biggest slowdown this morning has got to be over in York County. Fort Mill, I-77 north at Highway 160 does still have that active crash, and we are just in the red from Fort Mill all the way till you approach Charlotte. Stop and go traffic can be expected. This crash just got an updated image of southbound Sugar Creek Road at Pennyway. Those emergency vehicles are now blocking one lane in each direction, causing some slowdowns in both directions there. We also have this new one, Lawyers Road crash at Stonington Lane. Just some minor delays there. And then this one, Park Road crash being reported at Selwyn Avenue.
Becca, thanks so much. 8:04 now. The cold temperatures kick off winter weather preparedness week in South Carolina. Governor Henry McMaster and state emergency leaders say ice, freezing rain, and power outages can strike with little warning. So it's important to review emergency plans, check your supplies, and make sure that you are staying on top of the forecast as we get into the colder months.
So what we're urging people, just as we do for hurricane time, is to be careful, be prepared. Understand that it can be dangerous and we don't want it to happen to any of our people.
Officials say what we all know, that the severe weather typically arrives in January and February. Right now, investigators are working to learn more about a deadly shooting in Northeast Charlotte, the city's 87th homicide this year. It happened early Sunday morning at the Queen's Cabaret in Northeast Charlotte. 2 people were killed, one of them 29-year-old DeAndre Weaver. Advocates say the gun violence is leaving traumatic scars on families across communities.
In a perfect world, neither one of them died. That's how I look at it. You know, I don't want nobody to suffer. I lost my best friend.
Anyone with information about the shooting is asked to call Charlotte Crime Stoppers. In Lancaster, police are searching for 2 missing teens. Take a look at your screen. 15-year-old Kashmir Green and 16-year-old Aviana West Johnson were reported missing after running away from Lancaster High School Monday. They were both last seen at a Walmart in the area. Now, it's not clear if they're traveling on foot or if they may be in a car. If you have any information about where the 2 may be, call police at that number on your screen.
8:05 right now on WCNC Plus, and we are hearing more mixed feelings now that a new gun law is in effect. It allows staff and volunteers to carry concealed weapons inside private schools. Supporters say the new law helps private schools that are struggling to hire sworn-in officers, but some parents are concerned that this is expecting staff to make split-second decisions in life or death situations without any proper training.
I understand people's concern about security, but I never think that more guns are the answer.
When law enforcement does show up to the scene, if it's an active shooter situation, how are they supposed to know who the active shooter is versus who is this person who's gotten written permission? You know, this is just, it's a recipe for disaster.
We reached out to several private schools in the area about whether or not they plan to implement this plan. We are still waiting to hear back. Now to a health update. More than 60,000 people here in North Carolina must now begin paying out-of-network costs for UNC providers and hospitals or find new providers. UNC Health and Cigna have not reached a new agreement. According to our news partners in Raleigh, the hospital system sent a letter to patients before the deadline about possible changes because the deal had not been reached. UNC Health operates several facilities in the central part of the state. Cigna released a statement shortly after saying it has offered to extend the current contract with UNC.
As we head to break, again, another live look from our Chevy Storm Tracker this morning. Again, rainy roadways and chilly temperatures as you make your way out. This is what you'll have to deal with as you leave your homes this morning. Coming up, Becca Birdsall is going to have a check on how that rain is impacting the morning commute.
And as we head to break, here's an exclusive shopping deal for our viewers.
Hey, our team tests tons of products. You know we only bring you the best, and I love finding you the best deals. We have an amazing one today on this product. Professor Amos's Shock It Clean multi-purpose cleaner. This stuff is insane, and what I love about it, you save money because it works outside and inside on just about everything. I have this grill right here. Come on in. It is all grimed up. Watch what happens when I just do this. Look, first of all, without even doing anything, it's already, you can see, turning that bright red. Then you just take this sponge. Look at that. Look at the difference, the side by side. And I haven't even wiped it down yet. Look at this. So side by side, the grime and the clean in 2 seconds. We did the same thing to this outdoor chair. There's the before and after. And we got to go inside. You got to see what it does in there. This is my carpet at home with this huge stain on it. And I'm actually wondering if it'll come off. So I'm just going to spray a little bit like this. That's actually, believe it or not, the color of the carpet. That's not the, look at that. That's the white of the carpet. Look how it just fixed that immediately. Insane. You know I had to come to the kitchen. We have a mock stovetop for you. What's great about this is it actually breaks down the molecular structure of the stains and grime. Crazy how well this works. And when you wipe it away, this before and after tells the entire story. We have a great savings for you today on this product. You get the 64-ounce jug, normally $49.95 today, just $31.95. That's 36% off while supplies last. Just scan the QR code on the screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
Well, it is Giving Tuesday, and here in Charlotte, neighbors are being asked to give local and give back.
Share Charlotte is hosting a big event at the Pearl Innovation District today, inviting everyone to volunteer, donate, and support hundreds of nonprofits across the city.
And this morning, we are joined by Executive Director of Share Charlotte, Melissa Hovey. Melissa, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so tell us more about this event that's happening this morning.
Yeah, so this is our headquarters for Giving Tuesday CLT. This is the 12th year that we are rallying the Charlotte community to come out and support local nonprofits. We'll have interviews for nonprofits, hands-on volunteering, and just tons of fun. It's a great way for the community to meet nonprofit leaders face to face and just get to know them, to support their work, and also do some good out there with their volunteering opportunities.
And so, Melissa, of course, this is Giving Tuesday. There are folks who want to help, but they don't know how. They don't know where to start. Share Charlotte is a great place to start.
Yes, go to sharecharlotte.org. We have over 800 nonprofits on our website that serve Mecklenburg County. And really, philanthropy is personal. So there's so many causes and filters where you can find what speaks to your heart and give in the way or volunteer in the way that means the most to you.
What have you seen in your job there at Share Charlotte? What have you seen? What trends have you noticed in recent years? I guess, how has the need out there changed among some of our nonprofits?
Yes. Well, I mean, this year's been especially tough. We've seen huge federal funding cuts and changes, and it just feels like kind of a crisis after crisis, whether it be the SNAP cuts. And nonprofits are the one that are filling in the gaps, making sure people get fed, are housed, our animals are cared for. So it's been a really tough year. We've seen a 40% increase in volunteerism this year through our site. So I think the community's coming out, but their wallets are tight as well. So I would say, you know, it's a really important year to give where you can, or volunteer or shop. Just do something to support a local nonprofit this year.
And Melissa, I think it's incredibly important what you just said there, because a lot of people have been hit hard, some more than others. And so they may not have money to give on a Giving Tuesday. But again, you highlighted the importance of, you know, your time, your resources, not always your dollars that can make a big impact as well.
Absolutely. This is how cans of food get sorted. It's how houses get built. Volunteers are the backbone of nonprofits. We don't have big staffs, so we need the community and their time and their talents and their skills to come out and help us support and make this community better. So, you know, we always love the dollars because we can make those go so much further than anyone else, but we need your time and your talents as well.
And Melissa, I think you make a good point that so much of your revenue, so much of the money you make, yeah, it comes from people like all of us, but also it comes from government agencies. And if they face cuts, then you guys face cuts, and then the nonprofits that you mentioned face cuts as well, and it can have a trickle-down effect. Well, folks here, go check out Share Charlotte, a really important organization. And the great thing is that if you don't know what to do or how to give, Share Charlotte's a great place to start. Melissa Hovey joined us live this morning. Melissa, thank you so much. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
You as well. Thank you. All right, we're going to show you another live look from the roads this morning, because it really is just messy out there. I don't know what count number Becca's up to now. I think before it was like 29. You're at 30 now? Okay, she says 30. There you go. So again, allow yourself plenty of extra time to get to where you were going this morning, because this is what it's like out on the roads this morning. Again, live pictures from our Chevy Storm Tracker. We're also going to check in with Majestic because we have another weather alert impact day today. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. We are still weather alert this morning because we still have some rain coming down. That freezing rain concern and threat in the mountain locations is also starting to lessen as temperatures are getting warmer and warmer. Nonetheless, though, it is soggy out there and it is chilly. Daytime highs still going to struggle to even reach 50 degrees for a lot of us. Staying weather alert until about noon today, still seeing widespread impacts of rain. Again, that freezing rain has been a big problem this morning up in the mountains. It's been pretty spotty for the most part. However, most of that freezing rain that was falling is now transitioning into just your normal rain as those temperatures are now above freezing. As we're looking out towards Lake Norman, it is cloudy, overcast, much of the same here in Charlotte. And here's our radar. You can still see much of us dealing with that rain out there. Now up in the mountains, want to zoom it in and pause time because we're starting to see clearing conditions out there in Ashe County. You can see up in Jefferson, temperatures are also above freezing, and we've seen a lot of improvements because earlier this morning temperatures were right at or even below freezing, and we were seeing that freezing rain all across the mountains, lots of pinks, and at this point we're seeing less pink, so less of that potential wintry mix or freezing rain and more of just the rain, but it's already starting to gradually move out of the mountains. It's going to take a little while. I'd say by mid-morning, early afternoon, most of the rain west of I-77 will have pushed east, but you can still see we have a lot of rain coming down for your morning commute. So if you have some place to be, you might just want to allow for some extra drive time this morning. This is a mess really up and down the East Coast. We have snow to the north of us, that wintry mix up towards the higher elevations in the North Carolina mountains. But then for us, we're dealing with mainly just rain across the Carolinas as a whole. Here's about 10 o'clock this morning. Again, west of I-77, a lot of you will be dealing with drying conditions. Still cold, still cloudy, still some lingering rainy impacts east of I-77. Then by noon, around lunchtime or so, we shouldn't have any more rain currently falling by that point. It'll just be a rather cloudy and cold day. And then overnight tonight, we stay nice and clear. Temperatures tomorrow morning are going to be chilly, waking up below freezing, but tomorrow you can plan for some sunshine returning. This is how the rest of the morning looks. Again, we'll stay weather impact alert until about noon because after noon, those rain chances, they're really going to be down quite a bit, going from 100% to 20%, and then eventually we won't have any more rain that we'll have to deal with. Again, as far as the rain goes this morning, it has been widespread. Will dry out Wednesday and Thursday. Another system pushes through our area Thursday night and into Friday, so Friday seems like that'll be our next day that we will have more rain moving in the area. Here's Beach Mountain. You can see the camera is moving. It is cloudy, and this is one place where we have seen pockets of freezing fog and freezing rain. It's just all kind of icy up there. Meanwhile, here in Charlotte, it's just cold. 38 degrees for us. That's our actual air temperature right now. 37 there in Gastonia, 43 in Boone, and 36 in Hickory. Bus stop forecast, it was brutal this morning for those kids as they were heading off to school, but by the time they're coming home from school, temperatures still on the cold side, but at least we'll start to dry out. We'll have more on my hour-by-hour forecast all coming up here in just a little bit, but for now, let's send things over to Becca. Good morning, Becca.
Good morning. Sluggish has been the word of choice this morning. Exactly what we're seeing, especially on those northbound lanes across York County. It is slow out there, especially over towards Fort Mill. It is gridlocked. Stop and go traffic can be expected all the way through Mecklenburg County. Now, we do have a couple of incidents out there that I want to let you know of, but just want to let you know that you also will want to leave extra early this morning as we are seeing slowdowns, more red than green, which is not a good sign for that Tuesday morning commute, especially as rush hour traffic starts to come to an end. Looking at this traffic signal failure at North Sharon Amity Road at the intersection of Albemarle Road. That's also where we did have that active crash there as well. In addition, this one is going to be West Charlotte, Tuckasegee Road at the intersection of Todd Road. Still have this one, this accident on westbound Sunset Road after Reams Road. This looks like it is blocking the two right-hand lanes there. And then still have this one, southbound Sugar Creek Road at Penny Way is blocking one lane in both directions. Drive times, Matthews to Uptown will take 54 minutes. Salisbury 64, Waxhaw 39, Belmont 24. Drive safe.
This is sprinkle time for a Tuesday tail wagger along with friends at Animal Care and Control. Last week we had Smokey, and that big guy is still there, still waiting for his forever home. Let's bring on today's very special Tuesday tail wagger. This is Macaroni. Love that name. Look at that face right there. Macaroni is about 6 years old, weighs right around 40 pounds, just a sweet dog, knows lots of commands, easily trained, gets along with everybody. Just the perfect pet. Look at that guy right there. By the way, just think if you adopted two, you get macaroni and cheese. What do you think about that? Macaroni available at Animal Care and Control. They're open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, both days, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. One more time, check out this guy right here. This is Macaroni. And Macaroni is, yes, our very special Tuesday tail wagger.
Love macaroni. Hey folks, it's a big week for WCNC Charlotte's Magical Toy Drive today. Today we are hosting a telethon here in the studios where you can actually call in and donate. Couldn't be any easier than that, right? Then this Saturday, you can always come out and see us. The WCNC Charlotte team is going to be collecting new unwrapped toys at Carolina Place from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We do this every single year. So many of you come out, say hello, grab a selfie, chat, catch up, talk about everything. Always good to see you out there. And if you can't make that, you can take a toy to Carowinds that same day, Saturday, and you can get a free single-use fast lane pass in exchange. How about that? We couldn't make it easier, folks, and yet there's more. You can scan that QR code on your screen to see all the other ways you can help out as well.
8:24 now. We are going to take a quick break, but make sure that you keep it right here streaming on WCNC Plus. I mean, just take a look outside. This is from our tower cam. You can see just a messy start to the day, and it's very chilly. We'll have an update on your weather and traffic coming up in just a few moments.
Well, good morning, everyone. We are weather alert for Tuesday morning. We'll stay weather alert until about noon today. We're watching for widespread rain, freezing rain this morning up towards the higher elevations, and it is going to stay cold throughout the remainder of our day. Here's our radar right here, still seeing widespread rain for the most part. However, temperatures are starting to warm, so we're not seeing any more of that freezing rain for most of our mountain counties as temperatures are warming up, and we're already starting to see a little bit of that rain actually drying out and pushing off to the east. Temperatures, though, bottom line, they are cold, waking up into the 30s. It's 38 degrees right now in Charlotte. Still, we'll watch for active weather until about mid-morning, early afternoon, and then the second half of our day, it'll be fine. Temperatures into the upper 40s and low 50s. Sunny skies tomorrow, but below freezing early on Wednesday. Becca.
This is normally the time of day we start to see traffic settle down and improve. That is not the case. It is gridlocked, especially over towards Fort Mill, York County, due to an earlier crash that was on 77 North at Highway 160. Expect stop-and-go traffic all the way through Mecklenburg County through about the uptown area. Also do want to let you know of this incident out there that is causing some delays. Lansdowne Road at Providence.
Thanks for streaming live on WCNC Plus. It's 8:30. I'm Lisa Washington.
And I'm Ben Thompson. First up, let's get a check of your weather impact forecast. A weather impact alert issued for this morning. Live pictures right now from Blowing Rock, and you can see why. Majestic joins us right now with the details.
Good morning, everyone. Well, we decided to issue this because bottom line, everyone's being impacted by the weather when it comes to your morning commute. And specifically for the mountain locations, it hasn't just been your typical rain, but we've seen freezing rain, ice accumulation out there, even some freezing fog. This is live right now here in Blowing Rock. You can tell how wet and soggy it is. A lot of low-lying clouds out there as well. Another live camera coming in from Sugar Mountain. Again, this is not a snow event. This is rain and freezing rain that's been impactful for the higher elevations. Thankfully, our temperatures are starting to warm up slowly but surely. Bottom line, I'm saying warming up from below freezing to now above freezing, but today is not going to be warm whatsoever. Our daytime highs, they're going to struggle to warm, only rising really into the 40s and low 50s. It's 38 degrees in Charlotte and Monroe. It's 36 in Lincolnton and Hickory. And you can see our visibility map still dealing with pockets of very dense fog, especially up there in Jefferson, where visibility is reduced down to less than a mile at this time. We'll stay weather impact alert until about noon today. By that point, we'll dry out. Still seeing those impacts for that morning commute, though. And really the biggest impact right now is widespread rain, pockets of moderate to heavy rain, and we could still see a little bit of that freezing rain at higher elevations well north of I-40 here. You can tell those temperatures are starting to get a little closer to 40 degrees, so that's good because earlier this morning, especially in the mountains, it was concerning because we had those temperatures that were right at or just below freezing, and that rain was coming down, and it was coming down as freezing rain. And it's oftentimes a little tricky when we're dealing with freezing rain because it looks like rain when you're traveling, and if you're not paying close attention to the temperature, you might be caught off guard thinking it's normal rain when really it's freezing rain, and it can become very slick and icy very fast. Right now, still dealing with just rain, a little heavier this morning there in Monroe and Lancaster, with temperatures rising to almost 40 degrees. You can see many states being impacted by this big system, though, from snow to a wintry mix to just a whole lot of rain. We're seeing it up and down the eastern seaboard. Once we head into about 10 o'clock this morning, areas west of I-77, you're going to start to clear out just fine, but really it's going to be east of I-77 that we start to see still, I guess, those lingering impacts when it comes to the rain. By noon, all areas should be dry. It's going to stay cloudy and cold, though, and then overnight tonight and into tomorrow, it's going to be beautiful, clear skies, but cold heading out the door for your Wednesday with those below freezing temperatures in place. This is our planner for the rest of our morning, still active until about mid-morning. By noon, most of us are dry. We're seeing cloudy conditions then into the later half of the afternoon. No more rain coming down. National Weather Service still has this in effect, though. It's a winter weather advisory in place until noon because that's where we have seen some ice accumulations. So be mindful of that if you are traveling this morning up in the mountain counties. Otherwise, 30s and 40s heading out the door. It is chilly. Temperatures today, again, only rising into the 40s and 50s, so well below our average. And tonight, it gets cold with below freezing temperatures ahead. We'll be breaking that down and when to be ready for our next storm system coming up. But Becca, let's get a check on traffic. How many accidents do we have right now?
Still above 30. And you know what? Rush hour traffic is supposed to start to come to an end right around this time, but it is not letting up anytime soon. We've got wet roads out there, even in the blue. That is some ponding out on the roads, especially east of Charlotte over towards Chesterfield and portions of Richmond County. But focusing in on where we have the potential for some minor ice accumulations, already have seen that confirmed over towards Avery and Alexander County. Gravel roads encrusted with a thin layer of ice and slippery conditions, especially on road or bridges and overpasses. And of course, some of those roads in the highest elevations as well. Live view from I-77 at I-85. It is still moving and grooving out there, very slow, heading from York inbound into Mecklenburg County. And these are just some of the active incidents we have, including this one in Uptown being reported at the intersection of Tryon at 5th. And then this one, a new accident westbound Sunset Road after Reeves Road or I-77 southbound, blocking the two right lanes. And then this crash southbound Sugar Creek Road at Pennyway is blocking one lane of traffic in each direction. Matthews to Uptown will now take about 41 minutes. Salisbury 62, Waxhaw 39, and Belmont on I-85 North will take about 24 minutes.
All right, Becca, thanks so much. 8:35 now. It is Giving Tuesday, and here in Charlotte, neighbors are being asked to give back and to give local.
Share Charlotte's hosting a big event at the Pearl Innovation District today, inviting everybody to volunteer, donate, and support hundreds of nonprofits across the city. WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards now live in Uptown, sharing how you can get involved. Destiny.
Many nonprofits in our area are facing a growing need, and Share Charlotte says this event really comes at a critical time of year. This Giving Tuesday, they're calling on neighbors to support local and to give local this Giving Tuesday. This year, the Pearl is serving as Charlotte's Giving Tuesday headquarters, inviting anyone in the community to come out and give back. Volunteers can take part in simple hands-on projects like stuffing postpartum kits, filling welcome baskets, and writing encouraging notes for families moving into their first homes. More than 800 nonprofits are participating, from small grassroots organizations to some of the city's largest. The goal is to help them raise money, gather much-needed supplies, and connect with new volunteers on a day built around generosity.
So Charlotte is, really a generous city. We see that when even our neighbors in Hurricane Helene, the way that Charlotte responded. But this is just a day that really gets counted in terms of evaluating giving in our city. So this December 2nd, this Tuesday, really is just a way for all of us to be part of one thing together and kind of make a stand for Charlotte and our nonprofits.
Today's event at the Pearl is from 10 to 1. And if you can't make it in person, you can always donate your money. You can also sign up to volunteer from home. We have more information about all the ways that you can give back this Giving Tuesday in this story on the WCNC News app. I'll send it back to you guys live here from Uptown.
And so, Destiny, we heard from Melissa not that long ago with Share Charlotte. She talked about the great need for many of the nonprofits in our area, if not all of them. Why do you think that they're facing the increased need right now?
Yeah, it's really just because so many families are in need this time of year, and nonprofits need that support to continue helping people in our community. If you think about the disruptions this year, from the government shutdown to the Border Patrol activity that impacted immigrant families, there's a lot of situations that have contributed to this, as well as the added pressure of the holiday season. So whether it's helping organizations that help families with food insecurity, workforce support, things of that nature, there really is a need there. And you don't have to just donate your time. Again, it can be just donating your money. Any dollar amount helps, is what Share Charlotte always says. And this is just one day of the year that they really try to rally people around and shine a spotlight on our local nonprofits and organizations. But of course, any time of year that you can help is always helpful.
365 days in a year, the need exists all year. Thank you, Destiny.
Thank you. 8:38 right now on WCNC Plus, and right now a Charlotte man is behind bars facing drug trafficking charges. Union County authorities say he was arrested while riding in a Lyft. Deputies pulled over the car on US 74 after noticing it only had one working brake light. The backseat passenger evidently gave a fake name but was fingerprinted scanned and identified as Eugene Boateng. After searching the Lyft, deputies found nearly 35 grams of fentanyl where he'd been sitting.
After nearly 90 years of service, cafeteria chain K&W is closing immediately. A reason for the closure hasn't been given. On Facebook, the company posted, K&W has always been more than a restaurant. It has been a gathering place, a home for Sunday traditions, and a warm table for millions of families across generations. We are deeply grateful for every guest who walked through our doors, shared a meal with us, and made us part of their lives. This morning, workers can now apply for a new program boosting access to mental health and disability services while offering student loan relief. North Carolina's licensed workforce loan repayment program offers up to $50,000 in relief for licensed counselors, social workers, psychologists, and other professionals who commit to working in rural or underserved areas. Officials say this can help with staffing shortages and ensure communities have access to the care they need.
Holiday deals everywhere this season, but not everything you buy may be safe. We're going to share how to make sure your gifts make it inside your home.
And another live look from our Chevy Storm Tracker out on the roads this morning. You can see traffic moving along there, but the rain is letting up at least a little bit. It seems Majestic says that we are weather alert for most of the morning. Things should get better in the afternoon, but still chilly. So if you're making your way out, know that there are some slick roads. We'll be right back. The time is now 8:43. It's the season of giving, and that means online retailers will be slashing prices. While you're busy grabbing deals, you don't want thieves to be snatching your packages when they arrive. Jen Sullivan has tips to protect your items.
It's the season of giving, but for wannabe thieves, December is the season of opportunity as packages pile up outside people's doors. That's why experts say it's important to take extra security steps so Grinches don't grab your gifts.
We want to make sure people are aware when their packages are arriving to their doorsteps.
Richard Rocha with Amazon says the vast majority of their packages arrive without issue. But to help raise awareness about package safety, Amazon is partnering with the National Sheriff's Association this year. Last year, at least 58 million packages were stolen, and roughly 25% of Americans have been a victim. It's a crime that causes billions of dollars in financial losses a year, and these types of crimes tend to go up during the holidays. So what can you do to protect your packages? If you're not going to be home, FedEx and UPS allow you to deliver your packages to a different address. Out of town, the U.S. Postal Service will hold your mail for up to 30 days. Amazon allows users to use lockers for up to 3 days.
We have more than 25,000 locations across the U.S. where people can choose to have their packages sent, including a Whole Foods or one of our hub lockers that are available.
You can also leave instructions with your Amazon delivery driver, like request to have packages delivered behind your home. So what should you do if your packages are stolen? Rocha says call Amazon customer service. And security experts say most retailers will send you a new item, but they are getting stricter. You should also file a police report. And while security cameras can help catch the thieves in the act, law enforcement recommends not engaging with the thief. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, a Florida family is outraged after what they discovered on their doorbell camera. We got some Ring camera video Trina Brown shared showing her daughter's DoorDash delivery dropped off at their home. Now, at first glance, you might not notice anything, but when the driver opens the case, a container of boneless wings falls, spilling one onto the ground. The driver then picks it up, puts it back in the box. You see some of it here. Licks his finger.
Oh, no.
Wipes it on his shoe, and then walks away.
All he had to do was knock on the door and say, hey, it was really one boneless wing out of 12 that dropped on the ground. I dropped this, just wanted to let you know.
If you could hear the gasps in this studio. Brown says her family was glad they saw the video before eating it. Yeah, thank goodness. DoorDash responded saying this is well below the level of service they aim to provide and confirmed the driver has been warned. Brown says since the incident, she hasn't ordered food for delivery again. Oof.
I mean,
in fairness, one person is not reflective of a mass organization like that.
This is true.
But, I mean,
when you see that, and you know the precautions that so many of these restaurants do take trying to make sure that you get your food as they prepared it for you. But, I mean, things happen. It's okay to say, hey, I dropped
it. I mean, I think anybody would understand. And also, a lot of people have doorbell cameras now.
Yes. Thank goodness they saw that, right?
You're going to get caught.
And then he licked his finger.
Not good.
No.
All right, tomorrow night, a holiday tradition returns to the Big Apple. What to expect ahead of the Rockefeller Christmas tree lighting.
And as we go to break, here is another live look. We're showing you this, guys, because it is so cold and wet and rainy out there. So be prepared before you make your way out. And you can see just a gray, gloomy day. But hey, it's Tuesday, Giving Tuesday. We're going to have another update on weather and traffic coming up.
8:49, folks. Our friend is back. Ginger the Elf going to be joining us every morning up until Christmas. This morning, she decided to lend a helping hand and decorate the newsroom Christmas tree, and Lord knows we needed it. She did a great job. Good job, Ginge. Hey, she's going to be getting into mischief every single morning here on WCNC Plus, leading up to Christmas. And as we know, she reports back to Santa himself up at the North Pole. Of course, you might have your own elf in your home right about now. We would love to meet them. Send us photos of your elf, what they're getting into every morning. Text us 704-329-3600. Majestic standing by. She's got a look at a weather impact alert for you.
Good morning, everyone. It has been messy this morning. We've had widespread rain. We've had freezing rain up in the mountains. We're going to stay weather alert until around noon today. By that point, we should be all done with the rain that's continuing to fall right now. As far as the freezing rain goes that we saw this morning, really it's transitioning from freezing rain into just normal rain. But bottom line, it's really impacting everyone's morning commute out there. It's also foggy, limiting down visibility. You can hardly see the Queen City right here. You can see how wet the roadways are there at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and that's going to be the case for us as we're heading into the next several hours. From Charlotte, Lake Norman, Monroe, even there in Dallas, we have rainy conditions and cloudy skies, and not to mention it is cold outside. We're waking up to temperatures in the 30s, so if you're getting ready to head out the door, grab that heavy jacket, grab perhaps some rain gear if you have to be outside for an extended amount of time, because really we're still not done with this. This is steady rain that's continuing to fall. And again, up in the mountains, really not seeing that freezing rain anymore because temperatures have gotten a little bit warmer out there. 38 degrees here in Charlotte, heavier rain just to the south of us, but you can still see this is a big storm system impacting several states up and down the East Coast, seeing snow up to the northeast. And for us, it's really just all about the rain for the rest of our morning. Futurecast looks like this. This is about 10 o'clock this morning. So if you're east of I-77, you'll still have some lingering rain, but I'd say by noon, everyone is drying out. No more rain for the rest of the day. Temperatures, again, only rising into the 40s and 50s. And then overnight tonight and into tomorrow, we'll be waking up to temperatures in the 20s and low 30s. So starting out tomorrow with below freezing temperatures, we will have some sunshine, but temperatures overall tomorrow still staying cold. Here's a look at the rest of the day. You can still see widespread impacts until about 10 o'clock this morning, and then the rain starts to trickle out more to the east and away from our area. So by the later half of the afternoon, just cloudy and cold, but no more rain. Live camera coming in from Beach Mountain. You can see how foggy it is. It's foggy there. It's foggy here. This is right here in Charlotte where it's 38 degrees. However, it feels like it's 33. 38 if you're out there in Gastonia. Good morning to you. Low 40s out towards Sharon, 39 in Lancaster. Here's our temperatures over the next 10 days. Highs only rising into the 40s and 50s, lows dropping back down into the 20s and 30s, and then our next opportunity for more widespread rain, it seems like it's going to move in sometime between Thursday night and into Friday. If you have plans on Friday, stay close to our weather team. We'll keep you up to date on the timing of that specific rain. Otherwise, there's that Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast for weather alert for the first half of our Tuesday, but we'll be dry, cloudy, and cold by the afternoon. All right, Becca, how are the roads? Any new big accidents that people need to know about?
A couple of new things, nothing major at this point, and traffic is looking a lot better, especially in this place that was gridlocked all morning long. York County, Fort Mill, I-77, Highway 160. Traffic looking a lot better. This new crash just popped up eastbound 7th Street after Caswell Road. You can see that is blocking that right-hand lane there. So definitely an area you'll want to avoid. In addition, this one just popped up that's inbound Park Road at Sharon Road, also blocking that right-hand lane as well. So we are still seeing some slowdowns from York inbound into Mecklenburg County, especially on 77, as well as Gaston County 85 northbound, but traffic is starting to improve out there, guys.
That is some good news, Becca. Thanks for that. A big week ahead for WCNC Charlotte's Magical Toy Drive. Today, we are hosting a telethon where you can call in to donate. Then on Saturday, you have 2 in-person options to donate. You can take a toy to an unwrapped toy to the Belk at Carolina Place, specifically at Carolina Place from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday because the WCNC Charlotte team is going to be there. You can also take a toy to Carowinds to get a free single-use Fast Lane Pass. Just scan that QR code on your screen. You see it there on the right-hand side to find out about all the ways to donate. The holiday season shines bright tomorrow as New York's Christmas tree officially will be lit.
Reba McEntire will host the 3-hour special, which you can catch on WCNC Charlotte at 7 p.m. Joining her will be performances from Michael Bublé, Halle Bailey, Carly Pierce, just to name a few. The annual tradition draws massive crowds in New York and millions of viewers across the country. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up next, Jay Monreal is going to take over from our live Impact studio right here on WCNC Plus.
Well, good morning, everyone. We are still under a WCNC weather impact alert day. We'll stay under that until about noon today. And bottom line is that we're watching widespread rain continue to move across the area. This morning, we've had some freezing rain up in the mountain locations, but temperatures are now above that freezing point. So now it's just your normal, typical rain. It's cold out there, though. It's 38 degrees in Charlotte. It's 39 out towards Wadesboro and 40 degrees now in Jefferson. Throughout the rest of our morning, still active. By about mid-morning, early afternoon, a lot of that rain pushes out, and by the later half of our afternoon, it's going to be dry, but it is going to be cloudy and cold. A high of only 50 degrees today in Charlotte. Lows tonight drop below freezing. Sunny skies return tomorrow with more rain on the way by Friday. Becca.
Still have wet roads out there, but traffic starting to improve, much less dense as this time about an hour ago. Live view from North Charlotte. Still have this crash. This is eastbound 7th Street after Caswell Road. It is blocking that right-hand lane there. And then another crash I'm monitoring also blocking the right lane. That is inbound Park Road at Sharon Road as well. Now, we still have a couple of incidents out there, so allow yourself plenty of extra time as you hit the roads, including this one. This is going to be north of Uptown at Colorado Avenue.